Tell them run it up. I wake up. Yeah. I wake up, flex, thumb down now, check, no drip, just wet. Tell them run it up, no sleep, no rest, might crash, might wreck, but first I stretch. Tell them run it up, I wake up, flex, thumb down now, check, no drip, just wet. Tell them run it up, no sleep, no rest, might crash, might wreck, but first I stretch. Tell them run it up. 9 out of 10 roll through my hands, I'm by my lonely. Turned to a savage, now my baby wants to hold me. I love my fans, don't need no friends, I got my homies. Thought I could trust you, I find out you tried to zone me. I'm number one up on that court, I'm Nick McGrady. The first one in, the last one out, can't call me lazy. Put in my hours, send the invoice.
Greetings to everyone out there checking out Ebony Sports Reporters. We're here. We got Coach Rob Deloach with us. We also got Coach Julius Hall, Coach Bernard Brown. And we know, again, what we're doing, we're modifying some things about Ebony Sports Reporter, because we understand on Thursday nights there's a lot of stuff happening, especially Thursday night football going to be coming up, and y'all going to be saying we can't be on here for a long time. Coach Rob done put it out there to us. We understand. That's why we roll. That's why we see you got to do some modification. So we're going to jump right into it. We're going to jump. Brittany Griner. Coach Julius Hall, what's your thoughts on Brittany Griner with regard to her detention right now in the USSR, but in Russia right now?
Well, I think that, when you see trouble coming on the horizon, when you're overseas, then you need to make plans to get the hell out. Mm-hmm. Because it's not safe over there. The only place you can feel some type of security is at home. You in Russia, I don't trust nothing over there. You over in any of those Arab states, I don't trust nothing over there. They'll kidnap you over there and cut your head off. Mm-hmm. So I think that it's a sad situation that, they'll find something to put on people. But most times she probably, I don't know whether she had it on or not. She's not saying that she didn't. And I didn't see anywhere that she say she didn't. I don't see anywhere where they're saying she was set up. So that's an issue, but I pray for her and hope that she can get right.
Yeah. Coach Bernard Brown, what's your thoughts regarding situation regarding Brittany Griner?
Like we said, I pray for her and her family. I think I heard today they may let her go in May. I don't know how rumored it is, but that's what I heard. And she was over there playing basketball. She was over there playing for the Russian basketball team. So when you overseas, you got to be straight. You can't do no illegal stuff. You got to be, prime example with that boy, what his name, Balls, and Trump took all the credit that got him back home. You have to be careful when we American, and not only just us American and being black. You got to be careful over there. I pray for her and her family and hope she come back, home safe. But it's at the bad time right about now.
All right, Coach Rob Deloach, what's your thoughts regarding Brittany Griner?
Yeah, Brittany's not, she's been over in Russia for a while, so I'm kind of surprised. But, my take on it, I think it's a conspiracy, because in order for Brittany to be caught with vaping, someone had to tell that she was coming through. That ain't her first time going through the airport. Mm-hmm. But because of things that are going on in Russia, they'll hold her as a political prisoner, is the way I view it.
And that is one of the things that have been said that people have thrown out there. They said that it appears that it has been about politics with regards to this, and that it was somewhat involving maybe a setup with regards to this regarding her. And she's not being able to really communicate, so that's why you won't necessarily hear her side of the story. And so what they're saying, they have extended her detention until May 19th. So it's at least 3 months before the case even get resolved. So they've extended it. It's not just saying she'll be back in May. They're saying they extended her detention until that time. So, yeah, that's what's going on. And so we're going to move on to someone else that got involved in a legal matter that has been dismissed, and that occurred on Friday. Deshaun Watson Coach Rob Deloach, what's your thoughts with regard to Deshaun Watson and his future?
Hey, DeJuan's sticking to his guns. You know, he said he was innocent, so innocent until proven guilty. And I guess they dropped the charges, but he still has to deal with the civil part, you know, where it's going to hit his pockets.
Yeah.
But hopefully he can bounce back. And I'm hearing it's rumored that he's supposed to commit to the Atlanta Falcons tonight.
Yeah.
Coach Bernard Brown. Any more you got on that, Coach Deloach? Or we move on to Bernard.
Move on.
Coach Bernard.
Hey, my thing, and when it first happened, you know, you got to be careful of who you invite in your surrounding when you making that type of money, you know. And it's been so many people, massage therapy, this and that. So they dropped it because they didn't really find no basically, you know, proof. And it all had something to do with the Houston organization when he said he was going to leave. So it's a lot of things coming out that ain't coming out. The reason why, you know, it happened. But like Coach said, you know, he's going to come out his pocket because, you know, it's a silver case. And I don't see him coming to Atlanta Falcons. I heard they probably going to sign Cam Newton. So that's what I heard.
What you heard?
Hey, I got some sauce. That's hey.
It's Coach Julius Hall. You're going to speak on you.
Well, first of all, I hope Deshaun ends up in Atlanta. I will become an Atlanta fan again. I haven't been a fan since Vic. Okay, second, y'all know what happened in the massage parlors. You go in there for a massage, but that ain't the only thing that gets massaged. Y'all know what happens in the massage parlor. The man ain't guilty of that. He went in there. The women just got, after they found out that you got a little money, then they get a little salty. You know, so and then all these women, y'all know who Deshaun Watson is now. Y'all gold diggers, stay away from Deshaun Watson if you don't want to get massage.
Yeah,
that's all I got.
And you know, and to piggyback off of that, dude, because at the end of the day, let's clarify this here. All massage therapies is not like that. So we're not saying all of them. You know, right. Some of them, but all of them not that. Sometimes, you know, everybody keep it business. You know, keep it business. You know what I'm saying? Because right now, I need a massage, but I'm just saying, you know, all of them is not like that. You would not get a happy ending. You get a bullet in you, but you won't get a happy ending. That's all I got to say. Go ahead, Jamal. It's your show. Go ahead, man. I'm sorry. I know it's
not my show. It's our show. But it just seems like I'm the one that's the responsible one here out of all of you. But again, I'm going to leave that alone. That's a story for another day and another time. But we will go and share this with you that it is because of the relationship with Arthur Blank, with him being a ball boy, that is something, because he went and kicked Cleveland to the curb, because the Cleveland fans, and that is something that got people upset with regard to Baker Mayfield, with regard to Baker, when they were courting Deshaun. But Deshaun basically today, bam, told him like, no, not interested in y'all at all. So the folks are looking at, he may be coming to the NFC South. So then Deshaun Watson. So we move on to this. That's something.
Coach, can I say something real quick? Cleveland, he discarded Cleveland because they don't have as many massage parlors. You know?
Yeah, it is. Hey, you beat Coach Rob from that one. and see, got plenty of.
and see. And I had thought I even heard somebody do a drum roll when Julius Hall did that. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. That was just like, Lord Jesus, what is going on? But we move on. Next topic. We're not talking about touchdown right now, Bernard Brown. No, but we're gonna move on. But we going to the we going to the NFL though, because I'm surprised, just like some other people surprised also, with going to Von Miller, going to Buffalo. So we're gonna talk about free agents. What's going on with regard to the free agents, Bernard Brown? What's happening to free agents with regard to the NFL? What do you see happening? What you think is going to occur? And what some of the moves that already been made?
You know what? I didn't know that was one that you gave me. I had Von Miller on my list. I was thinking he's going back to LA, but I guess he's going to Buffalo, as you say. We got Tyrod Davis. Davis, he from Houston. He may be going somewhere else. You got Cam Newton for Carolina, maybe coming to Atlanta. You got what's Geno Smith, who was the Seattle Seahawks quarterback, because I think your boy might be out of there. What's the quarterback name? Y'all help me out. I forgot his name.
Who?
Hey, quarterback Sierra. That's
Russell
Oh
Wilson.
no, he's already gone.
Russell,
He's been gone since last week.
And where he went?
Denver.
He went to Denver. Yeah, that's something I threw out there. He went to Denver. He's gone. Yeah.
Where did your boy go at Denver? Bridgewater.
Bridgewater, I think he a free agent. He didn't go nowhere. I believe he heard or something like that.
He went to Miami.
Oh,
he went to Miami.
Yeah.
So what Miami gonna do with the quarterback they have now? That's the future. What? That boy dried up.
Well, he just back up.
Okay, he's a dry up.
Yeah, Bridgewater's gonna be a backup in Miami.
All right. So those basically focus on the quarterbacks, and then you know your boy coming back for another 23 years. So it is.
That's another story. So that's another topic. That's another topic. But
So
we got the free agents, because again we've seen some Julius Hall, because we've seen some moves being made already. So Julius Hall, what's your thoughts about the free agents in the NFL?
I think it's you can have, if y'all been noticing, a lot of these guys have committed to their teams and then backed out and went to other teams for a little bit more money or the same money. That's because, and I agree with them, because this is a business. The owners aren't fair to these guys and don't care about them. The owners making billions of dollars, they just making millions. And I think that they need to go wherever there's money at, wherever there's the best opportunity to play at also. And I think that the whole Atlanta Falcons and Dallas Cowboys teams need to be free agents also, and they need to ship the team off as a whole. Anyway.
Okay, sadly, Coach Rob Deloach, we'll move on from that statement of Julius Hall to you. Your thoughts.
So the biggest trade tonight was Devontae Adams being traded to the Raiders tonight from Green Bay, after Green Bay signed Aaron Rodgers yesterday.
Yeah.
So it's all about getting paid. You know, you give me 5 years, $142 million.
Yeah.
I'm out of there too.
Right.
Leave Green Bay to go to Las Vegas. So it's all about the money. Like Brother Julius say, when they're making millions, the owner's making billions. So get your money while you can.
Mm-hmm. And Devontae, one of the things about Devontae put out there on yesterday that he was not going to that he was not going to take the contract, and that people went and said that Devontae, the Packers offered him the same thing they had offered him last year when they had the disagreement, and that Devontae is looking at someone else who's a mediocre receiver, received $21 million. And then they're just going to offer him $23 million, where the NFLPA has going to say that the average is actually should be $27 million. And again, and that's tied to D-Hop. D-Hop, $27 million. They were like saying Devontae should be getting more, but the Packers didn't do it. So that's what then occurred with regards to making that shift with regards to the Raiders. So again, we're looking at that, and so we've seen that some offensive lines have been shored up, that you saw folks making moves with regards to, again, and this is all done during the period of free agency. So again, we throw it out there, Ebony Sports Report. We give you the insight with regards to some of this. And so we're going to move on. So what's your thoughts with regards to March Madness? March Madness on the female end and the male end with regards to basketball. And there's going to be a special component that I'm going to throw a twist in there after we finish this topic from you all with regards to what is being said about HBCUs and with regards to March Madness. But we were going to delve into that a little deeper. But again, go ahead, Coach Rob Deloach. Oh, no, excuse me, Coach Julius Hall. No, I forgot. You went in attack, folks. But we're going to go to Coach Rob Deloach, because you've been trying to attack it, because you're going to try to turn this into the Dallas Cowboys should be playing basketball, something like that. Okay.
Well, it's March Madness now, and as you can see, there have been a few upsets today. The A-10 actually beat the Big Ten champions today, which was huge, for the conference. My son plays in that same conference, so we're excited about the A-10 getting some recognition. But at this point of the season, it's one game, and whoever can score the most points. I love watching the NCAA tournament, and definitely looking forward to the women's.
Yeah.
All right, Coach Julius Hall, we come to you now.
Well, Y'all know I gotta have a light side to everything. And so as long as Gonzaga don't win, and I want either Kentucky girls or South Carolina girls to win the whole thing. But I don't want Gonzaga no way in. So if y'all can keep Gonzaga up at it, I'll be happy. I don't know why I don't like Gonzaga. I ain't never liked Gonzaga. Never liked them. And so we'll see. I'm excited. The only time that I really get into college basketball is the conference tournaments and then the NCAA tournaments. I really get into it at that time. I have just been busy the last couple of days and haven't had a chance to look at anything, but I'll be focused on it after a while.
All right, Coach Bernard Brown, what's your thoughts with regard to men's and women March Madness?
All right. On a serious note, let me break it down to you, Reverend Jesus. We got Gonzaga and Arizona, Kansas, Baylor is number 1 in each bracket. Gonzaga gonna get upset. Memphis gonna upset Gonzaga. And for the women, it's South Carolina, Louisville, Sanford, and North Carolina State. They are the top 4 and number 1. So all 4 of them will go to the Final Four, and it'll be Sanford and South Carolina playing for the national championship, and South Carolina gonna get their second national championship. And you heard it from the Ebony Sports Reporter by Coach Brown, and it's gonna be Baylor is gonna win the national championship. Baylor, South Carolina, that's who I am.
So now I will say to those of you who are checking out the show, share the show, share, put it out there. But you can see that there's obviously some bias that with regard to Julius Hall and Bernard Brown. Both of them have a bias against the Zags. I don't know why, but they have this bias with regards to that. And many people feel that the Zags will be there playing for the national championship, and they will probably pull it off because they play the way they roll. They roll like they're a European basketball team. But again, Julius Hall has a hatred for the Zags. He don't even know why, which is insane. And Bernard Brown follows up with him. That's why I try to tell you all about the two of them. Be careful about the two of them. So now throw something out.
No. You can't just say that and just move on. Jesus, let me say this. Gonzaga ain't won a national championship yet. They one of these type of teams. They'll be number 1 throughout the whole season, and when it's time to get where they need to be, they didn't win it. How many national championship they don't won?
But look at
they did win one, didn't it?
No, nah, they won none.
No, they haven't won, but they have what people are calling. So they're gonna have the number 1 draft pick, for the NBA. They got him right there, and they said that haven't seen something like that. So just throwing it out there to you. So it may be a little different this year. So, but something else is going on. There is a dispute. Because, again, some of us are happy about the SWAC and the MEAC that, again, they have gotten in. But then there's an issue going on right now. They're talking about with regard to the HBCUs, that while the HBCUs always each year have basically been forced to go through the play-in. Each year, HBCUs, we're happy. And in some cases, that their records have been better than some of the other teams that have gotten seeds where they have not had to go through the play-in. What's the thoughts with regards to that? That's a little round robin with regard to this on us, your perspectives with regard to that, because, I need to go and throw some information out there to you. One of the commissioners from the SWAC, who was basically on the competition committee, he had said last year that everything was fine, and pretty much said because HBCUs, but you all are aware that those of you out there are aware that many of our schools go and play Division I teams in the beginning of the year, at the beginning of the season, basically to get the funds, because we need to have the funds at our school. So we basically sell our souls to get the funds to still try to maintain our programs. So he indicated that's what we're doing. But guess what? Norfolk State had a record of 24-6. And again, you had other folks coming from other conferences. Records were small. I mean, they had more losses than Norfolk State, and they still put Norfolk State and the rest of them in there with regard to playing. So what's the thoughts with regard to HBCUs? The people saying, what must we be doing with HBCUs now with regard to not coming down to March Madness? So we throw it out there to Coach Rob Deloach.
Well, part of that is the strength of schedule. So we can look at HBCUs and look at the strength of schedules. If Norfolk State is the top in the MEAC and everybody else is below 500, then it's not a good resume when you're talking about playing in the big dance. Unfortunately, they don't rate the conferences as high as they do some of the Power 5 schools because that's where the money's at. Most people in the country have never seen Norfolk State play basketball, including me, on the national level. So when you're talking about television revenue, then you got to put the schools on there. First of all, the fan base is going to travel, and it's going to be regional where you actually want to watch it. Now, I did watch Norfolk State play today, and because they haven't played that level of talent, it wasn't a close game from the beginning. So the conference, the MEAC, made some money because Norfolk State made it into the tournament. But until we start playing teams, Power 5 teams, the Michigans and the Ohio States and the Floridas and the Kentuckys, then we're going to be the catfish of getting into the tournament. It's just the way it is, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Coach Julius Hall.
Well, put Savannah State girls in the finals. And, you know, I think that was a gross miscarriage of justice. I think that our schools, you're only a couple of shots away from being in the one of the best teams in the country. Some teams are a free throw away from being the best team in the country. A free throw. Because in basketball, it's different than football. Basketball is different than football. Baseball, any team can compete against any team. Basketball is second, but football, it's a lot of skill set goes into it. But in basketball, those teams need to be, if you got a great record, you should automatically get a bid. Everybody should, all the conferences should get a bid into the tournament. I think they need to put it into, what is this, 70, how many teams is it, 68, 70?
68 now, 68. Four of them do it, right, and four do it playing. Right, yeah.
They need to have two tournaments, 68 to 68, and then let the champions pay for that from those two. Let everybody get a chance, man. That's my thing.
Coach Bernard Brown.
That Julius boy son. Hey, I'm gonna piggyback on what Coach said. Norfolk State College is out of Virginia. If you look at their history, they got a good history of athletic football, basketball, they band and everything. So it's like if you D1, all the schools that get in the NCAA tournament is basically D1 schools. So I think the black school need to maybe put more, at least about 5 or 6 of the top D1 schools on their schedule, like Michigan, Duke, or something like that, to make it, you know, even though you may get beat, but if I'm right here now and I'm trying to put some of these schools in there, and I say, okay, I got 5 votes to put 5 black schools in the NCAA, I look at their schedule, and if I see they played Duke, if I see they played, you know, these top schools, then yeah. But for you to just say, hey, you're gonna play one game and get the hell beat out you just for $1 million, that kind of take the fire out of the kids. Me personally, kind of take the fire out of the kids. I think all D1 black colleges, schools should have their own championship. You know, that's what I feel about it. Instead, if you're not going to the big dance, then you have a little dance, and the winner out of big dance and little dance play each other and see what happens.
Well, actually, now I want just to throw it out to be clear about this. What they're saying, they are playing Division I. They are playing the major conference. The major conferences go and sign and contract with them. They are playing them. And I want to say Texas Southern did not play a home game until January. I'm not mistaken. January this year, right here. They were on the road pretty much because again they are getting the money. They're getting I want nobody out there in the audience because see some people are going to say that. What are y'all talking about? They know for a fact they are playing these Division I schools, and what they are saying, and which I think is fair, they're saying that if you are a conference champion, you should not have to go for a play-in. It should be relegated to those people who, again, the ones that they're now putting in there. Like, again, if it is a Duke, if it is a Duke, because Duke did not win the conference. So again, they're saying it is unfair for us to do it. And they say if you had looked at it, it is no different than if it was the A10 or the Atlantic Sun or the SunCon. That again, they said they never have to do that. But they said the only ones that do that are only pretty much have been the historically black university conferences, the SWAC and the MEAC. So I think that is a point that is absolutely relevant, and that's why I try to put it out there, say that, hey, listen, that some of the things, because guess what? You're not going to get this on Around the Horn. You're not going to get this on PTI. You're not going to get this pretty much on ESPN unless it is something that you're going to do, the Undefeated. That's the only time that you see that. What we're talking about right now, because even New York Times just did an article on it also. So that's what I'm saying. I know it ain't far-fetched. And see some people out there checking out the show. I know y'all right there too. I'm saying that that's why I'm saying our show, we not can go and put it out there and show everybody like, yo, we unique with regard to this because, and here go, they're saying, we doing all this, but y'all still going to make us second rate. And they were like saying, no, because again, we got other folks and they want to play Loyola and Marymount. They want to play these schools and some of them ran into issues. So again, tied to COVID. But I'm like, that was a little note I wanted to put out there, tell folks, these schools, they're doing that. But they're saying they're still, when it comes down to the big dance, that they're going to put us back even with regard to the three other teams that we now got to do a play-in. They're like saying, but we're conference champions. They said, let that be the other ones who did not win their conferences. So I'm going to leave that alone and move on and just go on to Kyrie Irving, because I'm like saying, we got to be on top of this right here, because, again, it's Ebony Sports Reporters. Because we got to do reporting, because other people ain't doing that reporting about us. Yeah. So Kyrie Irving, what's going on with Kyrie? How Kyrie doing right now in them Nets? We go with Coach Julius Hall. What's your thoughts on that?
Kyrie is Kyrie. Mm-hmm. Kyrie, one of the better players. Kyrie got mad skills. He got mad skills. He don't want to take the test. He don't want to take the shot. But I was against it at first and thought he should have. Bernard was the only one that said leave him alone, let him do what he want to do. But I was against it. But I think that he'll be if COVID is about over. They say in July it'll be over. But when the NBA playoffs will be over at that time too. So it'll be next year for Kyrie, because if he can't play nothing but away games, then it's going to be hard for them. They need him on the court.
And Coach Bernard Brown, they're saying the Nets want to stretch it on out so that way they can go to a 7-game series and they now doesn't have the home game. So what's your thoughts about Kyrie with regards to that? Because they say Kyrie can produce as long as even if it's away games. So what's your thoughts with regard to Kyrie and COVID?
That New York rule is BS, and let me tell you why. So they let Kyrie Irving in the building the other night with no mask on. He was sitting there watching the game with no mask. They let him in the locker room, all right, with no mask on. So if that's the case, why you didn't he can just go play. If that's the case, he can just go play. And they fined him. They fined the New Jersey Nets $50,000 because he went in the locker room, we shouldn't, with no mask on. If you let him in the building with a mask on, you might as well go ahead and let the man play. Everybody who's in the building now, all the fans they had the mask on. So what's the problem at the end of the day?
Well, he actually paid for a ticket to be in there.
Huh?
He actually paid for a ticket to be at the game the other night.
Yeah, and I understand that he paid, but what I'm saying is, if he paid for the ticket and got in the game, and he Kyrie Irving, so what's the difference between him playing sitting there in the game and not playing? You might as well go ahead and let the man play. His wife was sitting there with the mask on. Okay, so it's a bunch of BS, and I guarantee you, if it was White Irving, that would have never happened. Let the man play. He already in the building.
Well, now I'm gonna tell you what the legal distinction is, because that's what I'm saying. We focus on this, that he paid for his ticket to go in as a spectator. He was a spectator. So that's why, and all spectators, that they're not enforcing that, because again, in New York, as a spectator, you can go and do that. But again, with regard to that's what's going on. He went there as a spectator, so he's not going there as an athlete. And that's why when they go and say fine, and they say, listen, as a spectator, you're not supposed to be in this area right here. And your team knew that at least your organization knew that should not happen. So that's why we're going after you with regards to that. So with regard to the New York policy, that's a difference. And so that's what they throw out, and that's what people are going to discuss. So, but he was there, Coach Rob said he was there as a spectator. And then he crossed the line as a spectator, where he is not supposed to be affiliated with the team like that. And so that's why the NBA said, that's the distinction. So, and that's what, and we got to be astute and be able to knock that stuff out. Because when they come at us, they'll tear down arguments on that. And they'll try to say, hey, y'all mixing apples and oranges together. And in fact, I just shared something. I had somebody tell me that this week, and I had to let them understand, no, I'm giving you the foundation. And they had to then retreat on that. So, but it is interesting that with regards to what's going to happen, because the other thought that is right here, will Ben Simmons be back playing basketball this season? That's a thought. That's not Coach Rob. What's your thoughts on that? Ben Simmons, will he be back this season?
Big Simmons hasn't worked on his game since he left high school, and I mean, he's the same guy that couldn't shoot at LSU, the same guy that couldn't shoot in high school. He is the same guy, and he's spoiled rotten, and I hope the Nets move on without him. I won't even give him that energy.
Yeah. And that comment that you just made, I'm going to throw it over to Coach Bernard Brown, because he had Ben Simmons. He trained Ben Simmons, and you saying he doesn't know how to shoot. Bernard Brown would dispute you on that. So, Coach Bernard Brown, I'm going to put, because you've been the expert with regards to these high school athletes, with regard to what you've been doing. And so Coach Rob just says some information that I'm just so shameful of.
Hey, like Coach said, hey, we try to teach him how to shoot, but he wanted to go with the Kardashian girls, and it is what it is. And I'll be honest with you. To be honest, I don't like New Jersey. I don't care whether they win or not. I don't care where Kyrie play or don't play. It's just like I'm just going with the way they railroad him. That's all. And your boy shot he dropped 51. He dropped 51 the other night. Durant. It's gonna take 101 for them to win the championship. And he ain't no Wilt Chamberlain. But on Ben Simmons, Ben Simmons need to go sit down some way. He need to go sit down some way and come back next year. He already had, on a serious note, he already dealing with this mental health. So whether he come back or don't, they still ain't gonna win it. They got to get past Philadelphia. They got to get past Milwaukee, and they ain't gonna happen. Jesus.
Coach Julius Hall, your thoughts with regards to Ben Simmons? Is Ben Simmons going to be back this year?
I think Ben Simmons will not be back this year because Ben Simmons has some mental issues.
There you go, bro.
And I don't know whether those mental issues has to do with him smoking too much weed or whatever the problem is, but Ben Simmons got issues.
Yeah.
And you're right, Coach Rob, he ain't worked on his game since high school. He was a great high school player, tearing everybody up, but that was high school. When you get to the college level, you got to up your game, and when you get to the pro level, your game got to be tier 1.
Yeah.
And he's a good player. He has those bursts of showing how great his skill set is, but he won't work on making it. He won't solidify it. He won't do what he has to do to make himself great.
Yeah. He'll be in LA next year because LeBron gonna bring him over there because they got the same agent. He just is a one stop at the Nets. It's just one stop.
And to share this, Kendrick Perkins put something out there that I think was valid. Kendrick Perkins indicated that with regards to Ben, it will take him at least 15 games to even get to game level for the NBA. And so with regard to that again, to get him back, that we're probably not going to see him at all this season because it's going to take him at least 15 games. And if they get into the playoffs, he still has to get 15 games in for him to now get that feeling to being able to play again a full game in the NBA. So that's what I thought Kendrick Perkins put something out there that's relevant with regard to this. And Julius Hall, I have to share this to everyone out there who is looking at Ebony Sports Reporters. The opinions of Coach Rob Deloach, of Coach Bernard Brown, and Coach Julius Hall are their opinions. It is not the opinion of Ebony Sports Reporters. It is their own individual opinions. So I'm going to say to Ben, that has nothing to do with any of us affiliated with Ebony Sports Reporters, and everything that has been said about you by the three of them. Guess what? We ain't necessarily agreeing with them. We move on. Tiger Woods in the Hall of Fame. Tiger Woods in the Hall of Fame. Coach Bernard Brown, what's your thoughts with regard to that? Tiger Woods in the Hall of Fame for golf.
Hey, people don't realize golf is the only sports that you can get in the Hall of Fame and still be playing. They're the only sport. You know, some sports you have to wait 5 years, 10 years before you get in. But Tiger, he deserved it. He put golf on the map. I'm playing golf because of Tiger and everybody else. He earned it. Back in 2005, he had a little mishap and kind of like ruined his reputation and so what. But he's bouncing back, and Tiger was about 6'1", maybe 150 pounds, and maybe you can pick back on this, Coach Rob and Coach Drew. Tiger was 6'1", 150 pounds, right? And all of a sudden, he starts swelling up, getting big, and it took his toll. It's a little body. You can't handle all that muscle. And so once he got hurt, but I will still watch him. Congratulations to Tiger Woods. His daughter did a great speech introducing him into the Hall of Fame. Tiger Woods, we love you. And one day you'll go black and never come back. And I'm just saying. I could have left it out, but I had told it.
Oh, I got you.
Again, the opinions
and coffee.
The opinions uttered by Coach Bernard Brown are his opinions and not the opinions of Ebony Sports Reporters. So we now move on, and I'm frightened. I move on right now on behalf of Ebony Sports Reporters to Coach Rob Deloach. I am frightened. I'm going to let y'all know I am frightened. I'm frightened.
Well,
Tiger Woods.
The delegation has traded Tiger Woods a long time ago. The delegation came up on Tiger after the first woman. So with the delegation, we happy for Tiger. When he get his real name back, his birth name, then we accept him back on the other side of the fence. But right now, it's well deserved. Tiger actually is, since Jack Nicklaus, hasn't been anybody that can play the game like Tiger. Right. And I think his young son is probably going to be better than him. No chance. And that's saying a whole lot. Yeah. But like I say, the delegation at some point, man, we'll bring Tiger back once he realizes who he is. Maybe get a BET award, and then people might bring him back. Doc. Let's just be honest.
He got to win a BET. He got to win a BET award. Hey, I don't know. BET done sold us out too now. So
hey, what's that award? He might get a Stellar Award with a gospel singers or something.
He need to get an all-black. He need to get an all-black media award.
No, the Steve Harvey Award. What those awards are? Steve Harvey?
The hoodie award.
The hoodie award.
Again, the opinion uttered by Coach Rob Deloach is purely his opinion, not the opinion of Ebony Sports Reporters of all things relevant media, black media, and our black media. We now move on again. I am frightened. I am doubly frightened right now to move on to Coach Julius Hall and Tiger Woods in the Hall of Fame.
Tiger Woods deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. Tiger Woods is the greatest golf player to ever pick up a pair of clubs. Mm-hmm. Tiger Woods fell victim to that diabolical plan. Tiger would have still been winning right now today. Tiger showed the excellence of our DNA. that we dominate everything that we do.
Yeah.
It's not a mystery. It's a fact. Check out everything in this world. We dominate everything that we do. But they had a plan for Tiger because he was winning too many tournaments. They sick Becky on him. And when they sick Becky on him, and then they sick Karen on him.
And Emily.
And that was it.
And
Emily.
Abby.
And Gab.
And Gab.
That's right. That was it. It was
and
history.
Rachel.
They knew the plan. Our weakness is that little patch of hair.
Yeah.
That organ around that little patch of hair. Because that's what it is. Tiger Woods should be in the Hall of Fame.
And it's different out there in LA.
All over.
You say you was frightened about what my answer might be. You know, I gotta give you my side.
No,
I got a light side to everything.
And Coach Rob.
And again, the opinion expressed by Coach Julius Hall is purely his opinion, and the comments made along with Julius Hall from Coach Bernard Brown, Coach Rob Deloach are merely their opinions, not the opinions of Ebony Sports Reporters. That will be, I guess, the warning that I have to make sure, because I'm sure some of y'all are trying to figure out what's going on, but this is Ebony Sports Reporters. This is a different sports reporter show. This ain't your mom and daddy sports reporter show here. This ain't your mom and daddy show right here, just to let y'all know that. And so Bernard Brown was trying to interject something else. I'm frightened to go ahead. What else you going to say about this? What you going to say about Emily right now? The other one going to talk about Amber and Abby.
Now, I want to clear something up with Coach Rob. Coach Rob said that it's crazy in California. No, he got caught in Canada. He got caught in Canada with Becky and Emily and all of them. I just want to clear something up. That's all.
to our Canadian
Back America.
to our Canadian fan base, again, that is the opinion of Coach Bernard Brown.
That's the truth.
To our Canadian fan base, those of you in Canada and Montreal and Toronto and Calgary and Winnipeg and Regina, not Regina, Regina, see, I know about y'all. But again, that's just merely his opinion. That's not the opinion of Ebony Sports Reporters. So I'll throw out another little topic matter, and this is about prima donnas in the NFL, prima donna quarterbacks. And the thoughts are this: on Friday, what occurred, the indictment basically against Deshaun Watson was dismissed. So Deshaun had the headlines. Deshaun had the headlines. But then what occurred, someone else had to pop up by the name of Aaron Rodgers. He now had to get into a conversation about himself with regard to his contract and all that. And so then after that, someone else then pops up. Oh, excuse me. No, let me go back in time. Let me change up. I forgot. First, it was Russell. Russell now goes to Denver, and that was 2 weeks ago. Russell goes to Denver. Then what happens? You're now going to have your boy Aaron Rodgers, who now sees that Russell getting all the attention. He now seeks the attention for himself, and now to go and throw it about with regard to Green Bay. And then from that, we then move on to Deshaun. And now Deshaun, then you have someone else. You have Tom Terrific, who now comes up, and he wants to talk about how he now is coming back. Why is it appears that NFL quarterbacks must be prima donnas for the media? Why is that? Coach Rob Deloach.
They got to stay relevant. They're on their way out, and they got to get as much airplay as they can, just in the event that they don't have a great season. So now, what you do, you soften us up when you throw 5 or 6 interceptions, Tom Brady, and then we can say, oh yeah, Tom was old. He was great, and probably his time has come, but he still wants to be relevant, and that's all it do is try to soften the blow, going forward.
Yeah.
And Coach Julius Hall, we come to you. We are frightened. As soon as you say, well, I think everyone out there looking at the show, you should shut up about what's about to come out his mouth. You should shut up.
I can't wait. I can't wait till Cam Newton start wearing them suits in Atlanta. I can't wait. Him and Bernard gonna be hanging out. So guess what that means? And him and Tam Tam like this right here. Your cousin Tam Tam and Cam Newton like this right here. So Tam Tam gonna get me and you and Bernard. We gonna all be hanging with Cam when he hit Atlanta.
Yeah.
So I can't wait. These quarterbacks, they got to stay relevant.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about. It's about getting that money. It's about getting those endorsements, those sponsorships. It's big money. They saw Michael do it. They saw Emmett do it. They saw Michael Irvin, Dion. They see everybody do it, so they got to do it too. But these quarterbacks, they got to stay relevant. Nobody's gonna pay any attention. Aaron, all he does, these people for the beat Kentucky too. All Aaron does is make those All-State commercials. And then
Yeah.
All-State.
Yeah.
So that's my opinion.
Yeah.
And now we move on to another one that I'm frightened. Coach Bernard Brown, can you give your thoughts or your opinions with regard to this?
Hey, you know what? I'm gonna keep it clean. All of them, Aaron, and Brady, and all those boys, they want the spotlight. Like I said, they want the spotlight. They want the money, especially Aaron. I just don't like him. He need to go sit down somewhere and take off that bikini that he be wearing under those pants, man. He's like a little beef. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, why don't y'all go away? You ain't gonna win no Super Bowl no more. You playing basically for the money and don't want to get out the limelight. Y'all better keep an eye on that boy in Cincinnati. That's the next Joe Namath. That's a bad boy. And his partner wide receiver. So, like Julius said, we'll be hanging out with Cam Newton and I ain't gonna be wearing one of those hair that he be doing. But yeah, we gonna be there, Cam Newton. We'll pick you up from the airport and I'll come back and be an Atlanta Falcons fan.
Okay. Again, to America and to Canada, this is the one show that I know that can offend everybody in those two nations, in America and in Canada. So now I'm going to ask you all to become a general manager or president of a sports team, in particular baseball. If you give someone $340 million, would you not put in the contract that they cannot ride motorcycles or do other things that are dangerous to them?
Yes.
Yeah.
Coach Julius Hall. Conversation. Why am I bringing this up? Some of y'all know about Fernando Tatis Jr. Again, he's going to be out for 3 months right now because he had a motorcycle accident. And when questioned about the motorcycle accident, he didn't ask which one. So now here you go again. In other sports shows, they have not discussed it. On other sports news cast, they have not discussed it further. My thing is, well, how many have you had as a GM or president? Would you have not done something like that? And what's your thoughts regarding? We are paying you $340 million. Julius Hall.
Well, I could almost bet that it is in his contract. They have those clauses, and whenever they pay those kids that kind of money, it's in there somewhere. And if he is found to have done something crazy and caused that accident, then or caused himself to get harmed or injured, then I'm sure that they're going to be not wanting to pay him. But that's his fault. Yeah. That's his fault for that. And somebody got to be able to, you're making $340 million. You have to be able to have people around you to tell you ain't getting on that motorcycle. I don't care what happens. Even though you the boss and you the one with the money, somebody got to be able to be in your circle that tells you don't get on that motorcycle. See, these kids get that kind of money, and when they get that first $25 million, they figure they on top of the world. They don't need no more money. Whatever come after that is just honey. So, we somebody got to watch these kids, man.
Yeah.
All right, Coach Bernard Brown, what's your thoughts with regards to this?
Okay. Piggyback on Drew. It is in his contract. You think these general manager owners is not going to put all that stuff in their contract? Look at Michael Vick. It was in his contract. All right, look at Watson. It was in his contract. Luckily, Houston ain't got to pay it, but you giving out that much money, you're gonna put in your contract. And it's all kind of stuff in that contract. You can't do this and you can't do that, and you can't get it. You can't. Go ahead, though. I'm gonna leave that alone.
Again.
I'm gonna leave that alone.
Yes, let's move on. Coach Rob Deloach.
Well, there have been two athletes. You had what's his name? Jay Will was involved in an accident as a point guard for the Chicago Bulls, and then you had Bobby Hurley, who was a top guard, got injured in an accident too. So everybody's pretty across the board on that. Those things like that are in the contracts, and at some point they probably are penalized or held accountable or lose that money. Because if I tell you can't do it and you do it, then you violate a portion of that contract.
Yeah. So, and again, and he is one of the great athletes within, one of the superstars within baseball, and then and for the Padres, one of the drawing cards for them. And so you look at it economically, that again, some people are not going to want to support the Padres like that, because that's one of the avenues that they're looking at that we could get into the playoffs. So again, that's why my thing is $340 million. And that again, and when questioned about it, they're going to say, which one? It's like, so how many accidents have you had? And that you're not even thinking about and having a value with regard to this. So we'll continue on. We're about to wrap this up with regards to, and so now we're going to go to something we did on last week. And those of you saw that it was quite biased. It was quite biased. So we tried to look at another way to try to deal with this right here. So we're going to look at the Ebony Sports Reporters Hall of Fame. And we're going to go, and I realize this to be fair to the rest of you out there in America and in Canada, the way we must do this, I need to give it to them, because if I ask them, they are going to be quite biased. And I see how two of them have been smiling when I said this. And that it is just, you all see the pure absolute evil that comes out. So we're going to say, who should be in the Hall of Fame from Groves High School? Groves High School has been the high school we're throwing out there. Who the people at Groves High School should be in the Ebony Sports Reporters Hall of Fame?
Poodle Walker. Hardest hitting.
You said who? Can you? You said who?
Poodle Walker. Poodle Walker. Hardest hitting linebacker that ever hit anybody in the state of Georgia. Dick Buckers ain't never hit nobody that hard. And Lawrence Taylor ain't never hit, or Ray Allen. This boy here used to bring the lightning. So I put him in the Hall of Fame from Groves High School.
Poodle Walker. Mm-hmm. All right. Who else?
Next.
Who you talking to me?
Yeah, I'm saying Coach Deloach, Coach Brown. Hey, who from Groves?
All right, I want to say this here. We'll talk about it after the show about my contract and on this show here. Everybody want to talk about contract. I deserve a contract too. But anyway, I'm gonna put Earl.
I'll just talk about Hall of Fame. Oh my God.
I'm talking Earl Mason. Played football, basketball, baseball, track. He was one of the most hellified running back it is at Groves. The Mason boys, it's Earl and all of them. We played at Forsyth Park. We growed up. His mama, and my mama was best friends. And anything that come from Forsyth Park back there is great. So we are the greatest. And that's all I got to say. Earl Mason definitely should be in the Ebony Hall of Fame, along with my contract. That's it.
Coach Rob Deloach.
I'll say Tim Smart. Tim was a hell of an athlete. And I would say probably Earl Bryan as well. Those guys that I compete against in high school and still have relationships with to this day. But they were the bookends at Groves during my time period. That is Tim Smart and Earl Squirrel Bryant.
And I'm gonna tell you, and I'm sad right now for myself. What was JJ's last name? I can't remember JJ's last name. Huh?
Young.
Yeah. So that why I was like, oh my God, I'm forgetting JJ's last name. So that's what we want to do here. We want to go and acknowledge some of the great athletes, and so also not just the consideration. Make sure we think about female athletes also. We're looking at all areas with regard to the high schools. And so we do that for the Ebony Sports Reporters. So again, we get a little frightened because of how some of these people are, because again, they are able to offend two countries. They are worse than Russia. Let's let y'all know that. They're worse than Russia. So
Kentucky tied at 75. That's why I tell you about these little schools. These little schools, they're only a free throw away from beating you. 75-75 overtime. Anyway, sorry about that. Sorry.
So we thank you all for looking at Ebony Sports Reporters. Tune in next week. We'll be right here. And we'll try to make sure that we will not offend Mexico next week, because we've not gone. We offended folks in America, the United States of America, and we have offended folks in Canada now. And hopefully we'll not offend people in what we know as United States of Mexico. And so what did Rufus Wright say? Rufus Wright said something.
It's about the money.
It's about the money.
Okay.
Yeah.
And to the audience, I forgot to share this with y'all. If you have any topics that you want to see, also, we have an email address, which is Ebony Sports Reporters at gmail.com. Ebony Sports Reporters at gmail.com. Email us, and so that way we can put your questions as a topic also for each show each week. And so then that way we can make sure that, again, Mexico, America, and Canada will not be offended by these three gentlemen. So we say to y'all, good night and peace. Check out the games. Check out the games and support our oh my God. Yeah.
Hey.
Mr. Producer, please shut us off because he's not.
Back America getting some Back America getting it. Hey, my contract. You ever want to talk about contract on my show, Julius show, everybody's show? My contract. Jesus.
All right, hold on. This is your contract right here. Oh, and Coach Rob Deloach want to get paid by he gets paid money each session. But he also has fines, and you got about 10 fines already. So in fact, you owe us money. You owe us money right now.
Rob told me that he want his in all one.
Especially when Cam go to Atlanta, we're gonna be in Magic City together.
We'll be at every game, and we spend the night.
I will not travel with them. I will not travel with them.
We're gonna bring the lemon pepper wings to you, Dr. Jamal.
and that nut juice.
One thing. I'm sorry, I didn't bring it up. Now, Bernard Brown said something, and I thought Coach Rob Deloach was going to say something about it, but that goes to show you the conspiracy that goes on Ebony Sports Reporter. When Bernard Brown talked about Tiger Woods and said that his small body with all that weight, all that muscle. Now, Coach Rob Deloach, that's what he does on a weekly basis. He makes sure that small frames got a bunch of muscle. So that's why he didn't say anything at all. And I was sitting here looking at this. I said, I said, I'm not going to tell you what I was going to say. My mind would say, look at the devil. Look at the devil. The devil will not say anything at all because they're all in partnership. They're all in partnership. You see the evil happening right here on Ebony Sports Reporter. Coach Rob Deloach ain't said a thing. I said, look at this right here.
Hey, new levels, new devils.
That is.
Jamal, can you give us an update next week on Lamar Owens and Savannah State and what they're doing, if you can find out? And right now, St. Pete is up 79, the 76, with 56 seconds left on Kentucky. Little schools can do it.
And Micah, this big right here, and Micah can lift 300 pounds. Micah, this big right here, Micah can lift 300 pounds. Bernard Brown, Coach Bernard Brown, let you know. So that way, on his little frame, he's able to do that. And we'll probably be going on to University of Georgia or Georgia Tech or North Carolina A&T, and he'll be walking on, and he'll be guaranteed a scholarship. But he's this big right here. But see, Coach Rob Deloach ain't tell you that, and he be on Micah about how Micah that he don't care if this 500 pounds. Micah, you pick that weight up. You get that weight up. That's what Coach Rob. That's what he say.
You better pump it fast too. We don't do no slow lifting.
Hey, Coach,
and he curses me out. See, he don't curse somebody, but he cursed me out. I'm like,
anybody that went to Savannah Christian, man, you need to get the business.
Yeah, and Jesus,
and we running out of time.
Anybody with that hat and that jacket you had on last night, that's enough weight right there.
Thank you again for checking out Ebony Sports Reporters. We'll see y'all next week. Again, Bernard Brown contract. This is Bernard Brown contract. The other contract. Bam.
I got it all written out. I want my contract. Julius, I want my contract.
All right. Y'all take care.
All right. Peace. Love y'all.
this. I like this. I like this. I like this. I like this. Like this.